Hi guys, this is Carrie. Welcome to A Crone's Life. So I have a question. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you tried to paint on the back of your cards? You know, I wondered that. And I asked myself, how can I back my cards differently than putting a whole nother layer of, say, plastic over the top of it? The answer is complicated because I think it has a lot to do with what your cards are backed with or covered with. So these are my Dixit cards. I have two Dixit decks. One is the Daydreaming deck, and I have backed that deck with contact paper. I watched Dawn Michelle do her rebacking of, oh gosh, what deck was it? I want to say it was the Hush Tarot, but I could be wrong because she's done several. So basically, in a more organized and strategic way, you would put this contact paper cleanly over the back of your card, and then you would go around and cut the edges so that you have a new back and the edges are all lined up and perfect. Well, that's fine and good, and I would continue to do that if that was my only option, but I was curious because, of course, and I decided to try acrylic paint first. So this hot mess right here is my attempt at acrylic paint on the back. Now, deliberately, I scratched to see if it would come off. I really think that after it cures, it would be fine. There would not be a whole lot of chipping. I live in a humid state. Oh, look, there it goes. Never mind. I live in a humid state, so it actually curing and like not being sticky and sort of kind of wet forever is unlikely. I think that because the humidity is just the way it is, I may never be able to do acrylic paint. And that might just have been proven by the fact that I just scratched. Look at that. I'm just scratching a line off. But how many times do you dig your fingernails into your deck? So that's a good question too. Like, is that normal wear and tear? Something to think about. Okay. So this was acrylic paint. On top of the fact that it scratches, I believe I would have to do 2 coats because you can still see the Dixit underneath this one that I haven't scratched on. So my first question was, what would happen if you painted it with acrylic paint? And this is the answer. Now, before I move on, because I haven't answered everything about it, this is dry to the touch. Like, if I were to shuffle this, I do not believe anything is coming off on the other card. I have marks here, but I don't think that's from this. I think that's from earlier. So keep that in mind. The other thing I tried, because I'm curious, was Sharpie marker. So come on back. Okay. So this is kind of the worst one that I did. I did hash marks both left and right. Nope, this is the worst one I did. And then what I did was I took one that was complete. There was another type of ink on here. And I just rubbed it with paper. because that's important to know what happens when it, gets shuffled. And what seems to happen with Sharpie marker is it comes off. Again, I have not noticed on these cards that have been sitting together, I don't notice the black on the card itself. This is the way the card is. This is not the ink. I think normal wear and tear probably would not cause this, but I sat here and just really rubbed on it. So I don't know the answer, but I'm showing you the results. I would really like to find a better way to back my cards rather than a whole new piece of contact paper, because this adds so much thickness and it's difficult to cut down the edges because of the stickiness. I'm looking for another solution. So this may just add more questions to your already questioning mind, but I'm showing you my experiments. So if you have suggestions, something you want to see me try with this deck, this is exactly what it's for, is to figure out a new way to change the back of my cards. So, or comments in the comment section, whatever you need to do, and I'll try it. Don't worry. Thank you for hanging out and give me some suggestions. Bye, guys.